Nigeria recently celebrated 65 years of nationhood, an achievement worth recognizing given the challenges it has faced in nation building while remaining a unified political entity. To appreciate Nigeria's progress, it's important to reflect on our beginnings and envision a brighter future for the country. This will be our focus tonight on Saturday Discourse. And as always, we will have in the studio a guest to explore this topic further. We will meet shortly after the news items. We'll meet our guest after the news items. I am Abdullah Hajja, your uncle. Welcome. Glad to have you stay with us. Now, let's begin with the stories. As part of its grassroots sensitization campaign, the National Orientation Agency, Nasarawa State, was in Uke, Karu local government area of the state to enlighten the people on the federal government's people-oriented policies tagged Thematic 5 and the need for them to key into for growth and development. Lesson and planning was there.
National Orientation Agency, Nasarawa State, through the Chief Orientation and Mobilization Officer in Karu local government area, Mary Franklin, says the campaign is intended to sensitize people at the grassroots on government policies, programs and activities. The 5 thematic areas are Nelfon Students Loan Scheme, Disaster Preparedness, National Security Awareness, National Values and Nigerian Identity Project and National Symbols, calling on the people of Uke to key into some of the projects, most especially Nelfund and SME loans for economic and educational development.
You can see what the federal government are doing with the subsidy. The money are there in the bank and a commoner can access it. So this thing is for commoner. Federal government has the people at heart and is the national orientation, only the National Orientation Agency can reach down to grassroots like this.
I encourage people in this Uke to follow the procedure that will lead them to have such privileges so that their children will have a quality education.
Yakanaja of Uke, His Royal Majesty Ahmed Abdullahi Hassan, who also received Indian Ambassador to Nigeria, Dr. Kirti Sudanshu, appreciates the Tinubu-led administration's people-oriented policies, urging his people to take advantage of the opportunities.
We shouldn't allow the opportunity to just go in vain. So we should partner together and get ourselves involved and also do the needful. So as to let's everybody go as much as he could to embrace Western education so as to have a professional course so that tomorrow we will be able to be part of a very good Nigeria.
The Yakanaji also conferred on the Indian ambassador to Nigeria a title of Hasken Matang Uke, meaning the light of Uke women, and honor for her immense contribution in growth and development of Uke chiefdom, an act which will further cement bilateral relationship.
And I'm so grateful, and how the federal government also bringing the new policies for citizens of Nigeria. It's really commendable.
Lesson in Film, NTA News.
The Abuja Legend Metro Lions Club has a new president. Lion Dr. Onyebuchi Menye, who was recently installed at a ceremony attended by dignitaries, club members, and well-wishers. The event highlighted the club's commitment to community service and uplifting the less privileged. Rabiat Shaib was there and now reports.
President after all, for she is a president after all.
Founded on the spirit of selfless service, the Lions Club International continues to champion causes that impact lives, from healthcare to education and community development. The Abuja Legend Metro Lions Club, since its chartering in 2024, has remained committed to that mission of touching lives through humanitarian service.
I am confident that our club will continue to thrive and make a meaningful impact I urge each of you to continue supporting and contributing to our club's growth and success.
In a symbolic ceremony, outgoing charter president Deborah Matthew Pukuma formally handed over the mantle of leadership to Onyebuchi Menye as the second president, a moment that marked continuity and renewed commitment to service. In her address, the new president pledged to consolidate on past achievements and strengthen projects that uplifts the less privileged, including plans to rehabilitate the Gadiki Village Primary Health Center.
We can't exist alone. We're all our brother's keeper. No, the government cannot do it alone. We need to join hands together to help. This service, Lion Service here, I plan to rehabilitate the Gadiki Village Primary Health Care Center. That will include giving them an alternative power supply.
Club members and well-wishers described the investiture as a call to greater humanitarian responsibility and offered words of encouragement and advice to the new president as she assumes office.
She has to be extra patient and carry people along, and there are some things that she will say that it will not be funny for her, but with God everything is possible, and I know she can do it.
She should continue to show kindness and love to the less privileged and the needy, and that's what this club is all about.
Advise her to be patient, perseverance, because uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So it's not going to be easy, and since it's not something anybody is paying, so it's service, so she has to be passionate, and she is passionate about it.
Highlights of the events include presentation of honorary awards to members and the swearing in of the new executives for the 2025-2026 service year. In Abuja, Rabia Shai,
Heavy rainfall pounded life camp Abuja yesterday, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The downpour, which lasted for hours, uprooted trees, damaged property, and flooded streets. Residents woke up to a disturbing sight with shattered compounds and blocked streets greeting them. The impact of the rain was felt across the area, with large trees, some decades old, being uprooted and falling on homes and streets. Residents described the destruction as shocking and devastating, with many homes affected by the fallen trees. Fortunately, no lives were lost in the incident. Moving on, over the past year, the federal government has diversified agriculture, promoting food security and enhancing income-generating activities for rural communities and households, particularly through the Every Home a Garden initiative led by Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu. As the country celebrates its 65th independence anniversary, Deborah Gazal-Jimaika examines the recent transformation in the agricultural sector.
Nigeria's agricultural sector showed positive momentum in the first half of 2025 with commensurate growth in the second quarter. Michael Adewoluwa, a young farmer and a group managing director of an agro-private firm, says it's 33 silos across the country. Government say the concession of the silos will ensure availability of affordable grains across the country, all in a bid to address the growth. Is being driven by the harvest season, but not without challenges such as crop diseases and pest infestations, and structural issues like limited access to farm inputs and post-harvest losses.
Those are laudable initiatives taken by the government. However, we are still of the opinion that a lot needs to be done to ensure that it's sustainable, because we believe in long-term goals, long-term plans, long-term strategy, not just short-term solutions like the current opening of borders that saw the importation of rice and maize into the country, which we can say is contribute largely to the reduction of food inflation.
Agricultural research policy is among many policies of the federal government focused at developing improved seedlings and boosting harvests.
Although most crops are currently being harvested, observations show remarkable improvement of harvest in 2025, and some traders say
This has reflected in the prices of some commodities in the markets.
That day I said this one 60,000 last price. Now I say 20,000, 18,000. The plantain one bunch that day past 20,000. Now reach 7,000, 6,000.
Adeoluwa further told NTA News Crew that so much needs to be done in the area of policy implementation, improving farm productivity and security for farmers.
When we see agric as a business, but not just as a way of life, is the game changer, right? So now, improved seeds can give us as much as 7 to 10 tons per hectare, when grain can give as little as 1 ton per hectare. So we have to now move from traditional way of practicing agriculture to modern way and supporting with the right climate smart agriculture, with the right extension, with the right knowledge training.
Improving storage facilities across the country to ensure all year-round supply of food is one area of the value chain the current administration is also working to enhance. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
Of independence on October 1st, reflecting on over 6 decades of progress and challenges since 1960. Ifomaro Jinta, in this report, examines the journey and calls for unity and reform that will define its future.
Nigeria's Independence Day, celebrated on October 1st every year, marks the country's liberation from British colonial rule in 1960. After decades of struggle, Nigeria finally gained its independence, with Abubakar Tafawa Balewa becoming the country's first prime minister. Since then, the nation has experienced significant milestones, challenges, and transformation.
Nigeria 65 is God's blessing for this great country. We have gone through some challenges, we've gone through some travails, but I want to assure you that with God on our side, the road at the end of the channel is still very bright. There's hope for this country. We just need to be patient and tolerant with each other. At 65, we've made a lot of progress, but however, we can do more.
Gone through a lot. I mean, we went through the Civil War, we went through all kinds of coups, and despite that, we've been able to stay unified as a people. I think that's something we all have to thank God for, and we all need to be very grateful for.
One of the things I know that we do is to compare ourselves with maybe some other nations who are way older than us. For instance, somebody may want to compare Nigeria with the United States of America. I mean, how old are we? We're just 65, we're just turning 50, 65. They had their own stages of development. I mean, they've had their own rough seasons too. And I believe that we are making progress. It might be slow, but we are making progress.
Having gone through a tragic chapter in Nigeria's history, the Civil War tested the nation's unity and had lasting impacts on its development. The country then transitioned from long years of military rule to democracy in 1999, marking a significant shift towards stable governance. Many say this year's celebration is an opportunity to reflect on the country's progress, challenges, and future prospects.
Nobody builds a nation for you. We all have to get involved. Nobody's going to make your country the dream that you have if you don't get involved. So we all have to get involved and make it what we want it to be.
We just need to be patient with each other and meet at the point of common interest. Our interest as a nation is bigger than any other one. So for me, I look forward to a greater and a bigger Nigerian with relationship from both sides.
For Chief Mrs. Azikiwe, wife of Nigeria's first president, the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, it is one Nigeria moving forward.
Please, let's love Nigeria. No matter what it is, let's love Nigeria.
One Nigeria that Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and Sardauna of Sokoto fought for. One Nigeria. It's better for us to be one than to disintegrate.
It is believed that with a large and growing population, rich natural resources, and a resilient people, Nigeria has the potential to achieve great things. However, addressing its development challenges and promoting good governance, many say, will be crucial to realizing its full potential. Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Thank you very much for my very instructive messages there from our respondents there. Now I have with me in the studio Chief Comrade Ene Ede. She's the Chief Facilitator Equity Advocates. She's here with us to talk more on the topic on Saturday Discourse. You're welcome, Chief. All right. Well, you would agree with me. We watched that report together. Very instructive messages there from elder, citizens, I must say. Let's begin by reflecting on the past, particularly looking at agriculture that used to be the mainstay of our economy and the backbone, to say. How far have we progressed economically since, then?
Yeah, Nigeria is a beautiful country. Nigeria is a country that other countries dream to be like. So most times when I hear people talk about Nigeria, like people always describe that, oh, when they're talking about Nigeria, they look at the so many negative parts of Nigeria, and they're not looking at the optimistic, they're not optimistic enough to look at it. Like describing the, oh, like somebody says, please, you got to look at Nigeria as a country, in terms of the progress, I think the cup is half full, not half empty. Growing up, I saw so many good things happening in Nigeria. And I still see even some better things happening. We talk about agriculture. I grew up happening in Kano. So we witnessed the granite pyramid. And there was no fertilizer to add to even cause some sort of risk to the consumption or even the exportation. What is it that happened suddenly? Someone was speaking on TV. During the military, we enjoyed so much success, we enjoyed so much greatness, but we got to say that the military regime is prepared to democracy, not at all. He said something that when money was budgeted during the military, even the military regime, there were pockets of stealing. People steal on something, unlike now that people just steal on nothing. You can budget and the money is nowhere, it just disappears into the sea. But that notwithstanding, Nigeria is a great country. Talking about the agriculture, I grew up to see a bit of confidence, but I grew up to see more of local rice, variety of local rice, like in Mexico, benefits where I come from. The rice mill was flourishing. So there's no reason why it should not even flourish more at this time with the level of technology we have, with the level of people we have, the human resource and the exchanges we have been having. So there's no reason that we shouldn't have reached maximum food sufficiency and we export so that we have excess. Not that we are trailing behind, we are in deficit.
All right. Okay, well said there. Let's move to the next question, which will have to do with our journey so far. Like any other, country or nation in the world, as students of history will know that it's not been easy for any country to get to where they are today. Nigeria has remained one political entity despite numerous challenges. How can we forge better, greater?
Yeah, it wasn't only challenges that we face, but there are very serious predictions. Some we call it prophecy. That look, Nigeria was not going to be in existence. I think the last target we gave was 2015. Here we are, even attempting to move stronger. So what is it? A major challenge we have been facing is the inclination towards corruption. That's why we feel strongly that even with the agencies, even the agencies notwithstanding, The natural way of thinking is that this thing belongs to all of us. The African way of thinking that we don't go and eat up everything. We are our brothers and sisters keepers. We should be able to exhibit such good behavior that ownership of everything should be collective, not of few individuals. So if you look at that critically, you realize that with the prediction, with the challenges we've gone through, military interruptions here and there, now we are stable. So it's a big push, it's a big achievement. So how we continuously be optimistic. There's a difference. Some people are optimistic and they're just standby. They're just watching. Oh, everything will be fine. God will help. But no, God does not work like that. So I'm optimistic to the extent that I try to contribute to nation building and I also mobilize other people. So if we are able to do that, do your bit, I do my bit, it will even challenge our government who that may not have tendency for doing good to citizens. So it's possible to have quality leadership and quality followership. It's then we can develop. If we're only looking at the top, as somebody said, you need to clean the top. But you also need to clean the bottom because there are pockets of different kind of creative ways of getting corrupt. For example, people selling in the market, they try to ripen some food forcefully, which has potential for our health and our wellness and productivity as a nation.
So all hands must be on deck, and is a collective, work and duty
Yes,
or
to the extent
responsibility.
that the political will is there enough to make everybody to do it. If you are not at the table, especially women that are not mostly at the table, if all hands are to be on deck, it cannot be from outside. All of us will have to be around the table and being honored as human beings so that we can contribute to our culture.
Okay, let me ask you this. If Nigeria were to be a person at 65, we should be talking about retirement. We should be talking about, being elder statesmen, as we, say in our own, country here.
Yes.
What do you think are some of those outdated practices in terms of our polity, in terms of our behavior, that we need to, probably change for the better?
Yeah, one of it is that we need to be more inclusive in our behavior, in our sharing, in the opportunities we have, political opportunities. Take, for example, those of us in the development sector, those in politics, they just think that they only share what belongs to the country. We are citizens, so we should share in it. And some people from our sector, they believe that, oh, we are to hold government accountable. We are the rights holders, then we are the duty bearers. All of us must come together. We must not be standby. We will not be standing by and looking. So donate your resources because like our sector, there are a lot of skills we have. So if we are not able to harness all these resources from everywhere, we will not be able to succeed.
Thank you very much. I must thank you, especially Chief Comrade Ene, Chief Facilitator, Equity Advocate, for finding time to be with us on Start to Discuss. As citizens, we must continue to celebrate our country beyond just the 1st of October, just like you rightly say, through our contributions to debate, to issues, and also being good citizens. Thank you for coming on the program.
Those of us born on October 1st that are not well celebrated by the country.
I think we'll find time to celebrate you more. Thank you for coming.
That will be fine.
All right, it still starts with the discourse. Up next is Weekly News Wrap. You stay with us.
Hello and welcome to Weekly News Wrap, your roundup of some stories that made headlines this week. I am Hawa Gimba. We begin with national matters as Nigeria marked its 65th independence anniversary. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reassured citizens of his administration commitment to education, health, infrastructure, and food security. The president gave the assurance in an Independence Day broadcast to the nation. Still on Independence Day anniversary, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, urged citizens to play their part in building a greater nation. In her message, she reminded Nigerians that sacrifice made today will not be in vain and prayed for a prosperous country. From the FCT Minister's desk, Minister Nyesom Wike, in his independence message, paid tribute to the founding fathers and encouraged residents to live by the ideals of unity and brotherhood. He also assured residents of improved infrastructure support for farmers as well as strengthening security ahead of 2026 area councils elections. To civic action for a cleaner nation to commemorate the independence celebration, Etiquette Africa embarked on a sensitization campaign urging residents to embrace cleanliness as a tool for public health, national pride, and sustainable development. And away from Independence Day celebration and to infrastructural development, the FCT administration has flagged off the Light Up Abuja project aimed at installing hybrid solar power street lights across districts and expressways. The initiative is expected to ensure sustainable street lighting in the capital city. FCT Minister of State Hajia Maria Mahmood has launched the One Baby at a Time initiative to enhance maternal and child health services in the territory. If you miss any part of the news, now you have heard from details. It is back to the studio for the continuation of Saturday Discourse. I remain yours sincerely, Hawa Gimba.
There's something for Chelsea fans to celebrate this Saturday as they just defeated Liverpool by 2-1. And earlier, Arsenal also defeated West Ham United by 2-0 as Arsenal go top of the English Premier League table. For more on Sports Break, let's join our sports next.
Team Nigeria delivered an impressive performance on the opening day of the African Zone 2 Junior Swimming Championship, collecting 11 medals, including 4 gold, 2 silver, and 5 bronze. Aiden Dumeji emerged as the standout performer, claiming double gold in the 200 meters freestyle and 50 meters backstroke events. Other notable performances include Timileyin Olaya's bronze in the 200 meters freestyle and Goodluck Godwin's bronze in the 50 meter backstroke. Meanwhile, the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria secured third place at the 2025 Wafubi Under-17 Championship, defeating Burkina Faso 2-0 in the third place playoff. Ahmed Yusuf broke the deadlock in the 50th minute with a powerful low strike, and substitute Famous Umole sealed the victory in the 77th minute. Despite missing out on the qualification for the CAF Under-17 African Cup of Nations, the team showed promising performances throughout the tournament. Lastly, Nigerian striker Paul Onuachu has won the Goal of the Month award for September in the Turkish Super League for a stunning overhead kick against Samsunspor. Onuachu this season scoring 6 goals in all competitions for Trabzonspor. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
That's it on Saturday. Discuss to join us next week for another interesting episode. Good evening.
National Orientation Agency, Nasarawa State, through the Chief Orientation and Mobilization Officer in Karu local government area, Mary Franklin, says the campaign is intended to sensitize people at the grassroots on government policies, programs and activities.